machen jetzt direkt weiter mit dem Thema Krypto, was ja sozusagen wirklich eines der ganz, ganz großen Themen in unserer Branche ist. Ich habe ja gerade schon erzählt, wie krass da Binance zum Beispiel unterwegs ist. Und der Chef, der Gründer von Binance, ja, einer der wirtschaftlich erfolgreichsten Menschen der Welt mittlerweile, der kommt jetzt gleich. Aber da habe ich mich gefragt, wer kann denn so ein Gespräch gut führen? Ich kann ja hier nicht alle Gespräche selber führen. Und dann habe ich jemanden überredet oder gefunden, den ich als Krypto-Versteher, generell als Unternehmer schätzte, der auch einfach wirklich krasse Sachen in den letzten Jahren gemacht hat. Erstmal sozusagen der Fragensteller, selber extrem erfolgreicher Unternehmer, wahrscheinlich einer der erfolgreichsten Digitalunternehmer, die wir in den letzten Jahren hier in Deutschland rausgebracht haben. Herzlich willkommen auf der Bühne, Christian Angermayer.
Oh, hi. Ich hab's nicht verstanden. Hi, hi.
Christian, Davis.
Good. Hi, hi. So I'm not the main guy. You need to.
Genau. You could be easily on every stage the main guy, but you brought a main guy. I think you and CZ, you know each other.
Yes.
You want to introduce the main guy?
Okay. No, it's very simple. By the way, I just said. I think you said it already. Binance is not just a cryptocurrency exchange. It's by far, by multitudes, the largest crypto exchange and broker in the world. For that, CZ is incredibly humble. You meet him, he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met in our industry. So it's a great pleasure, and let's welcome CZ.
Thank you so much.
You're here.
Wow. Oh, sorry. Apologize.
Let's start.
Sure.
I think it's a tight schedule, and there is so much to discuss. I think everybody followed, I guess here, that this is sort of a lot of crypto enthusiasts, so everybody followed the last weeks. Crypto had quite of a rough time, meaning from Bitcoin, or actually every single coin going down, but then you had sort of the scandals in our industry. You had the whole Luna saga. What is your very big take on, A, what has happened the last weeks? Is it healthy? Is it like a big hit? But also, what's sort of the state of play? Like, where are we and where are we going to go from now? Really like this big picture question on the crypto industry.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me here first. And I think what happened last week is devastating to many of our users and to many of the community people. And it's also a big shock that's been sent through the system. So we've seen $80 billion combined between UST and Luna kind of disappear, implode. And it hurt, many people are hurt. So we're working very closely with project teams and other industry players to see how can we make the situation better. How can we help the people? So that's the priority number one. There's a number of proposals being proposed. I don't agree with all of them. I voiced my opinions pretty publicly on Twitter as well. And so that's one side of it. The bigger picture, I think, surprisingly, crypto has been extremely resilient. We've seen this is bigger than Lehman Brothers. So Lehman Brothers, when they went down, was 60 billion. So now we've seen 80 billion evaporate almost within a week. And guess what? Bitcoin dropped 20%. Bitcoin went from 40K to 30K. The other cryptocurrencies are not dropping that much either. USDT had a little bit of a drop, but then it recovered very quickly. The other cryptocurrencies are generally doing okay. I would have expected much more drops for the other cryptocurrencies. I think this shows the resilience of a decentralized system, where in a centralized system, you have multiple banks regulated by a central bank or the same regulators. They typically have the same type of loans, same type of structure. When one bank fails, it has a spillover effect. It needs bailouts. In the crypto space, with no bailout happened in the last week, the other projects just generally doing fine on their own. So that's pretty interesting to see. Yeah.
So you think, because if I could push back, I could say it could also be the Bear Stearns moment, which happened some months before Lehman, and then they bailed out Bear Stearns, and then they said, oh, everything is fine, we can handle that, and then Lehman came. So you think it's already the Lehman moment, and you don't see any excessive fragility or any big risk in the system right now?
I think this is the shock should be much bigger than the Lehman thing, because Lehman was $60 billion in a couple $100 trillion industry, whereas this is $80 billion, bigger by absolute size already, but in a much smaller, like 2 trillion, 1 trillion, 2 trillion industry. So it's a much bigger event. But in a decentralized world, the other projects are more independent and they're more resilient for whatever reason. Yeah.
What is, you mentioned already some of them sort of with the Luna sort of and the DPEG, sort of the entire stablecoin industry came under scrutiny. Yeah, although I have to say, like, Luna never was a real stablecoin. There was this weird invention of the world algorithmic stablecoin. But how do you see the future of real stablecoins?
Sure, I think stablecoins, the name itself is a misnomer. Nothing's really stable in this world. When we measure stableness, we always use something that's relative. So stablecoin means relative to US dollars or fiat currencies. And the best way to achieve stableness is just hold that currency that you want to peg to. Algo stablecoin is a new invention, and by definition, it will never. So UST was actually over-collateralized with Luna, but Luna itself is a highly volatile asset. So when the prices of Luna is high, then that's okay. When the price of Luna drops, then it's no longer collateralized. It's no longer fully collateralized. So when you use a new asset to back that, the risk is much higher. But my point is, nothing is completely stable. If you look at US dollars versus purchasing price, the purchasing power of US dollars have dropped over the last many years and dropped significantly. So nothing's completely stable. Yeah.
True. If we go, because my assumption is always like people who deal with crypto, the first thing you still buy is Bitcoin as sort of the original main currency. What's your take on Bitcoin? Both in like, meaning we don't want to give price predictions, but like, how do you see like over the next 12 months? Is it like rather, what's your personal opinion on both, let's say price, but especially what is actually Bitcoin? Is it a store of value? Is it a digital gold? Is it a real currency? Is it, what is it?
Sure. So first of all, many people try to classify cryptocurrency into one asset type. That itself is wrong. Many people try to do that with the internet. They will say, hey, in the early days of internet, they say, hey, is internet a radio, a TV, a magazine, or what is it? But there's internet radio, there's internet TV, there's internet magazine, there's social media, there's many other things. So it's a technology platform that have many different types. Crypto blockchain, there's cryptocurrencies, there's crypto commodities, there's crypto probably securities, there's utility coins, there's NFTs, there's fan tokens, there's many other things. So that's kind of the broader category. And then we have the native cryptocurrencies, and then we have the stable coins, we have the, so we have many different things. Bitcoin itself, even if we just look at Bitcoin itself, people use Bitcoin for different kind of things. Some people use it as a store of value. Some people do transact with it. Some people do, like I have friends who send me Bitcoin in a transaction, and I do the reverse. So people can transact, especially globally, cross borders. It's actually quite good. Bitcoin is also the grandfather of all cryptocurrencies. And when you learn about cryptocurrencies, you have to learn about Bitcoin. So it's kind of the global reserve currency. So that many people, different people use Bitcoin for different purposes. I would say today is not. It's mainly as a entry coin, but also a global reserve for cryptocurrencies.
Next, you said already perfectly, like this is this whole universe, and there is not one kind of crypto, but one sort of sub-asset class. Or question is already, can we call it an asset class? Lately, were NFTs. Yeah, meaning we all have Bored Apes or whatever on our profiles. What's your big take future of NFTs? Is it art? Is it, again, is it something different?
I think today we're just touching the surface for NFTs. We're just at the beginning of the iceberg. Today, most people think of NFTs as it represents a digital art. You can buy it, and there's an auction going on. But guess what? There's many utilities for this technology. We can use NFTs for ticketing. So today, when everybody enters this event, we could have issued an NFT to everybody. It's unique. It's per person. And you can just scan a QR code or NFC to enter the event venue. Afterwards, you can still keep the NFT. You can still trade it, and people can still make new games using those NFTs. Merchandise authentication. Many sports teams sell merchandise. There's many fake ones in many different countries. So NFTs can be used to verify authenticity of merchandise. So I can go on forever. We have very short time here. So there's many use cases of NFTs that has still not been developed yet. So we're just at the beginning. NFTs is only really about a couple of years old. Yeah.
I said it, I don't know if you heard it in this sort of tunnel here, but I really mean it. First of all, you're one of the nicest, most humble persons in our industry. By the way, because I also think there are a lot of founders here in the auditorium, I think Binance is a great example that you don't need to get financing. So Binance never had a venture round, so they still owned by CZ and the founders. Because I always like meaning when young founders send me emails, oh my God, we just raised another 100 million. I always want to answer them, well, it's actually not good because you have to pay back this 100 million and you have to pay back more. I think it's very, very impressive to build an empire or the leading global crypto exchange without any traditional venture funding. So that shows that sort of growing out of cash flows is actually a real alternative. So where do you see Binance in the next 5 to 10 years? Can you still grow? Is it can you still innovate as with that size? What keeps?
Yeah, absolutely. I think we can totally still innovate. Well, first of all, on the fundraising part, this is one of the killer apps for crypto, global fundraising. So for entrepreneurs that are in Germany or anywhere in the world, now today you can raise money using blockchain currencies all over the world. And this is much easier than going through VCs, etc. So for example, Binance raised $15 million US, 5 years ago. And then within 6 months, we became the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange. And today, we don't have institutional investors. Our decision-making is much faster. And we are able to invest hundreds of millions of dollars into other companies today. So I do encourage any entrepreneurs here to seriously consider blockchain fundraising. On the growth of Binance, I think we're just at the beginning of this crypto industry. So there's so many more to do. And also, even when 2 years ago, when BNB was $30, people said, "Okay, what's there to grow?" Today, a year, 2 years later, we've grown another 20x. So I think as long as we continue to let our team give them freedom for them to do their work, they will continue to innovate. Yeah.
And maybe one question, and then I end it because I see there is a DJ, and he looks not friendly to me. What keeps you, two things, because I'm an eternal optimist, but the negative one first, what keeps you up at night for the next 12 months in crypto? So what is sort of the black swan which you're afraid of, what is the risk maybe we don't have on our radar yet, you see? But also, then last answer is the positive one. What is the positive take we might not see now with all the negative headlines?
I think there's not that many things that keep me at night. Most things that keep you at night, you can usually address it. We have a large team. If you have those kind of worries, I kind of delegate it. But I think I spend most of my energy on dealing with shaping regulations, talking with regulators, government officials around the different parts of the world. I think that's very important for me to do, for us to do, for this industry. We are under the spotlight. We're under the microscope from every single regulator around the world. The good thing is they're all looking at us, so we have the communication channel to talk to them. So that's what I spend a lot of my time on. From the industry, though, I think regulation is a part of it. It's a very important part. But I encourage all the innovators to continue to build products people use. That's the most important part.
Great. Thank you very much.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys for listening, and enjoy the day.
Thank you so much.
Danke dir. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. So I know you guys are going to be around here at the venue. You're both going to be at the Finance Forward conference, which is taking place next door, I think. So in case you want to know more, Finance Forward is happening. We've recorded several podcasts already. Hopefully do a lot more in the future.
And listen to the old ones. Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, Christian Angermayer, a digital superstar himself. Cici, it was a great honor to have you here. Thank you very much, guys, and enjoy the day.
Super. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.